Hey guys, and welcome back to another SimplyDARK episode. We came to an end today, and for the last episode of season 2 we are going to talk about the MKUltra project. But before I get started, I would just like to remind you guys that I have season 3 of SimplyDARK in the making. So after today's video I will be taking a break. Usually my breaks in between seasons last around a month, I would say. So I am planning on coming back on the first Thursday of May, so make sure you are here for that. And now, without further ado, let's get into the CIA secret project. MKUltra was the name for a top secret and illegal project of human experiences that the CIA carried out in the early 50s until it was officially closed in 1973. The aim of the project was to identify and develop mind control drugs and procedures to be used in interrogations and torture in a bid to force confessions and control behavior. And although the CIA claimed that all records relating to it were destroyed, researcher John Greenwald Jr. was convinced that this was not the case whatsoever. John's battle for information began in 1999 when he requested documents related to the MKUltra experiment. The CIA finally provided John with 30,000 pages on a CD-ROM in 2004, which they claim were a full and complete set of records related to the project. And John later on published all these documents in his website called the Black Vault. Now, it wasn't until 2016 that John realized that around 4,000 pages were missing, and although the CIA initially claimed that John was wrong and fought him hard for this, he ended up receiving 2 more separate boxes of records later on. But according to John, it is still not complete. There is still at least 1,245 pages missing, which according to him could contain even more disturbing details. He believes that the missing information may relate to top secret mind control projects which are still taking place today. Now let's talk a little bit about what's inside those documents. These secret documents, that obviously are not a secret anymore, are full of details on experiments carried out on people and animals during the MKUltra project. Some of these experiments being how the CIA planned to drug criminals awaiting trials in prison hospitals in a bid to develop improved techniques in drug interrogation, or how the CIA were trying to develop a miracle serum that would cause victims to forget everything they said, and also ways to cause amnesia in humans using all sorts of experiments, no matter how weird, inconclusive or unusual they were. These documents also stated ways of developing hypnotic speaking techniques which would control the minds of large audiences and heighten group susceptibility. Basically, any experiment that was too dangerous, shocking or unusual for routine testing, they would be interested in. The records also detail mind control experiments on dogs, cats and mice with a cocktail of drugs, and by implanting electronic devices, most likely as a precursor to human experiments. They were implanting these electronic devices in animals to to see whether electronic impulses can control the brain. They also researched electric fish, who, I don't know if you guys know, can zap each other with electricity. And apparently they were studying this fish because they wanted to create a super soldier that could do the same. There's also one document that specifically breaks down multiple project proposals, but the majority of the project names can't be read. That means that whatever those projects were, they don't even tell you the name of the project, let alone what they were actually doing on that project. And to me, this just shows that the entire story is not yet out, which is contrary to what the CIA want us to believe. And to be honest, I think that perhaps MKUltra is just the tip of the iceberg. Could they still be doing this research till this day? Is it possible that somewhere in this big wild world there's a facility that still do this kind of very scary stuff? Yes, of course there is the possibility of this happening somewhere else. Just think about it. If it was happening in the 50s and 60s, why wouldn't it be happening right now in a time where technology is a lot more advanced, and who knows what they could be doing right now? And we know for sure that the United States government does things that go beyond the law and that goes beyond the norm or what is acceptable to the society. So it wouldn't be a shock to me to know that these kind of things are still being carried out by them. Now, John, who has made over 9,000 freedom of information requests and posted over 2 million pages of documents online since 1996, like me, believes that the CIA is still hiding crucial information from us, and that many experiments done at that time are probably still being carried out today. He said, and I quote, "If all this stuff was declassified with not a whole lot of redactions and just failure after failure, then there's probably a chance that they indeed cancel funding to the program. But when you read these materials, you realize they were actually making leaps and strides. I'm sure they are still using what they found in the 50s and 60s and beyond, probably today." End quote. And although the CIA went out of their way to prevent him from getting these documents, John has letters and written evidence that prove they lied and misled him over the past 20 years. With this in mind, John doesn't pretend to give up that easily and is still determined to obtain the missing documents. Now, if you would like to know a little bit more about John's work, or if you want to check these documents all for yourself, I highly recommend you guys visiting the Black Vault website. You will be amazed once you get there. I will link it in the description box below if you haven't checked it out yet. But this is it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, please let me know all your thoughts, all your conspiracy theories in the comments below. I really love to read them and reply to them. Please don't forget to like this episode if you enjoy it. It really helps my channel to get out there. Don't forget to subscribe and join the family. I really hope from the bottom of my heart that you guys enjoyed SimplyDARK Season 2. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you on May 4th for a brand new SimplyDARK season.